Hello friends, welcome back to a new video, and in this video we are going to talk about what are the recent dynamics which are emerging in the India-China relations. Recently we have seen that there has been a clash in the Tawan region of Arunachal Pradesh, which is state of India, and because of this many of our soldiers they got injured. And in this context we'll understand that what are the challenges which India is facing while we are dealing with China, and at the same time how the belligerent rise of China, the aggressive rise of China, is impacting the entire world. So the first thing which I wanted to tell you, I think we should be aware of the history of India-China relations. We have seen when India got independence, both the countries were at the same position, and we have also seen till 1970s, 80s, the GDP per capita, the GDP were almost the same. But when China did its economic reforms after 1978, we have seen very rapid economic growth in China, and India initiated its economic reforms, the LPG reforms, in 1990s. So in that context, we have seen at the present moment Chinese economy is almost 5 times larger than India's economy, and also in terms of military capabilities, China is somehow leading in the forefront, and India has to do something about this. So yeah, this is the context, this is the background of India-China relations. And we also know that one of the scholars have highlighted that if both India and China will rise simultaneously, so in that context we can see the competition and confrontation at the same time, and which is happening because there has been a competition, but there's also some of the areas of cooperation between India and China, because we both are developing countries, and we have our priorities to remove our population from the poverty. So and I have to say that China is somehow leading in this front also as well. Now let's talk about what are the challenges India is facing when we are dealing with China. So C. Raja Mohan, who is an international relation expert, and he writes in Indian Express. So basically उन्होंने एक बात बोला था कि in the after 2008 financial crisis, the China has emerged as one of the biggest threat to India, and India has to do something. The next 3 or 4 years, अभी 2018 के बाद से are going to be most important in India-China relations. So in this context, let's see what are the challenges which India and China are facing. So the biggest challenge is the the border dispute, because of which recent clash has been happened. We have seen China wants some of the territories of India. It has a claim over the Arunachal Pradesh state of India, and already they have taken some of the parts of the LAC or the Aksai Chin region, which was the part of the Jammu and Kashmir state earlier. So there is a border dispute. Apart from that, we can also see the belligerent rise of China has we have seen a lot of aggressive things happening around the world. China is claiming the entire South China Sea, which was also very concerning. Apart from that, there's also a concern of neo-colonialism, which China is practicing in countries like many of the countries of Africa. इसमें होता क्या है कि China provide huge amount of loan which the country is not able to pay back, and because of that China acquire some of the ports or some of the territories, or exercise influence over that country, which also leads to this concept, the emergence of this concept, neo-colonialism. So this is also a thing. Apart from that, world has also seen China has emerged as a manufacturing hub, and a lot of countries are dependent on China for the supply chains. A lot of things, a lot of supplies of a lot of things, such as active ingredients, the technical machines and engineering things. A lot of countries are dependent on China on this. So this is the thing. If we talk about specific problems which India has with China, so one of the biggest thing is we have already talked the border dispute we have talked about, but there are also economic concerns, such as we have seen India and China, China is the second largest trade partner of India, and in that we have a huge trade deficit. We have a huge trade deficit. Almost, it has been predicted that it can reach up to 100 billion in some years. So that is also concerning, because we can't afford this much of trade deficit. We have to build our own capabilities. Apart from this, the string of pearls policy of China. China is trying to lure the South Asian neighbors of India. Countries such as Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal, and Pakistan. China access was already there since independence, but India considered itself as one of the dominant power in South Asian region. But China जब ये अपना influence बढ़ाता है, तो it is kind of infringing the policy of India. So this is also a thing. Apart from that, there is also a huge concern in the hydropolitics which is emerging in the South Asia. We know that a lot of rivers which come in India, such as Brahmaputra or the Indus River, it comes from the country of China, the Tibet region of China. So China is an upper riparian state, and there has been a threat that if China is going to build some dams, that can cause concerns for India. So this is also a thing which is really important. Apart from that, in many of the international forums, China always opposes India. China opposes India in when it comes to the UNSC permanent seat, when it comes to the membership of India in the NPT or the nuclear group which is there, so which regulates the nuclear supply. So this is also a very important concern between India and China. So having talked about all the challenges which we have seen, we have also we should talk about what should be the way forward, what policy option India has when we are dealing with China. I think the biggest thing which India should focus upon, and these are not my words, I have read many scholars who writes in Hindu and the Indian Express. So we have seen one of the biggest thing is India should build its own capabilities. That is really important. And in terms of building its military capabilities, in terms of building its economic capabilities, as we have talked about, Chinese economy is almost 5 times of India. In that respect, India has to develop its economy. और वो बिल्कुल ही अलग टॉपिक है कि इकोनॉमी को फोकस करने के लिए we have to focus on our manufacturing sector, which is lagging somewhere in our country. So ये बहुत important है. इसके अलावा what we can do is we can increase our partnership with the like-minded countries, such as the Western liberal countries which are there, such as France, such as Germany, UK, Canada, and already we have this quad grouping. India ने अपना participation quad में बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ा दिया है, because there has been a huge threat which was posed by China in the Galwan region. So we have seen Australia, Japan, USA, and India are already cooperating to kind of maintain a rule-based order in the Indo-Pacific. So this is also a thing. Another very important point जो ज़्यादातर scholars ने highlight नहीं किया, and I haven't read in the newspapers, was the use of non-aligned movement. We know that after the non-aligned movement, India got huge popularity and it has emerged as the leader of the third world countries. So in that respect, India can shape the narrative by using the support of those countries, that what China is doing, doing in terms of helping them is neo-colonialism, and that's not going to help their country. In fact, they can learn from India, because India can also help those countries in one way side. I mean, as we have already done during the COVID times, there was this vaccine Matri program in which we have provided a lot of vaccines to these countries, and we didn't wanted anything उसके बदले में हमें कुछ चाहिए नहीं था. So this was the thing. So yeah, so I think this is also very important. And I think as we know that जो last point होना चाहिए मेरे हिसाब से, कि अभी India and China के बीच में there is huge gap in terms of economic capabilities, military capabilities. So we cannot afford war at the present moment. So I think we should focus more on diplomatic talks, and we should focus on the areas of convergence which is there between India and China. I think we cannot afford a war at the present moment, because China is very much ahead from us. So till that time, when we become when we are going to build our own capabilities, I think we should focus to build our economy to reach at the level of China. Then I think we can say to China, we can handle them face to face. I think that's when I think we can help to tackle this problem. I'm sure you liked the video, and if you did, you can like my video. You can share this video with your friends who wants to who are preparing for civil service or any government exams, or have this curiosity to know about India. You can also subscribe to my channel. And that's it for today. ऐसे ही मैं interesting topic आप सभी के लिए लाता रहूँगा. और you can also comment if you want to share your views regarding the India-China relations. So till then, bye bye.